How's it going, boys? It's me, your favorite Snake Souls merchant, and today we're going to be talking about the subject of go woke, go broke. It is a very self-explanatory subject, honestly, because everyone understands the concept. A company goes woke, does something ridiculously stupid, pisses off most of their consumer base, and loses money. Now, the thing that no one talks about is how the hell does this situation keep occurring and occurring and occurring again, especially in Hollywood, especially in all establishments like Hollywood. And boys, I think I have actually figured this one out. And we're going to be looking at this mostly purely from a business analyst standpoint of view. Not an analyst, but a business analyst. There's a huge difference, by the way, between the two roles. I'm going to explain that also. So, the most recent go woke, go broke moment that it's not exactly a go woke, go broke moment, but it was the firing of Gina Carano. Everyone likes her, most people like her, and there has been an outrage mob on Twitter about firing her. That it was wrong, the same way that there was an outrage mob that she should be fired. But now the outrage mob that she should not have been fired is a lot bigger. Now, what does this have to do with go woke, go broke? Not a lot, but this will tie into the mentality of the people who create these go woke, go broke scenarios. And of course, Hollywood is the most shining jewel of examples when we want to talk about this subject. So, first of all, to understand Hollywood, you need to understand this. The people running Hollywood have been in power forever. They have made millions upon billions of monies. They, in their minds, are not ordinary people. You are the plebs, they are the big boys. And the big boys always are right. So, when the well of their thinking gets poisoned to something of the lines of go woke, go broke, this is what happens. Since we have already established that they can never be wrong on something, they don't understand why them pushing something, ideologies and whatnot through the media and making garbage products does not work. They don't understand that. But thankfully, they don't need to understand that because they have people who they have hired that will figure out what's wrong and what's happening. Now, this is all fine and dandy, but here is where the problem occurs. Even though they hire people who should understand and fix the problem for them, if someone of those people is gonna tell them that they were in the incorrect, they most likely will get fired because they have been running this show for many of years, and they have made millions and billions of dollars through it. So obviously, if they think something is correct, well, if you want to keep your job, you're not going to tell them that they are incorrect. Now, a lot of people in Hollywood are normal people, but they are also smart enough to understand that there are certain things that they cannot sell. For example, that the woke culture is absolutely garbage. That is something most likely no one can say to the higher-ups, otherwise they're going to get fired. And, well, everyone with even half a brain knows that the easiest way to get yourself fired is not being incompetent. It is just literally asking too many negative questions and disagreeing with your higher-ups too many of a time. When you do that, well, then it is literally a countdown until the moment you get fired. And most likely Disney and all the other production companies that are pumping out this garbage have also teams of analysts. Analysts who pretty much clearly understand where the goddamn problem is. That the topics they discuss, that the topics they create movies about are complete garbage. But they are also smart enough to understand the fact that if they say that out loud, they're gonna get fired. And by the way, them getting fired because of that is not necessarily a bad thing, because in a company you kind of want everyone to look at the same way. So that's where the analysts come in. Now the business analyst comes in, the leader of the analysts, the one who speaks for all. So we have talked about being an analyst before, but we have not talked about being a business analyst. It's essentially almost the same thing. You need to understand why a number is too small or too large, and how to potentially fix that problem, or where the problem lies. This is the part I don't think I have at least mentioned about being a business analyst in particular. When you're a business analyst, 50% or even less in some circumstances of your job is understanding the numbers. The vast majority rest of the percent of your work involves the fact that you are capable of convincing the people above you that what you think is correct as an analyst and why it's important. So you see, every business analyst knows that they can't say a couple of things. I have been in the same situation multiple of times. When a project fails, and the failure is pretty obvious. The project was shit. Flat out shit. Like, 9 out of 10 ordinary people are instantaneously capable to say that that was unwanted, that was unneeded, no one cares about it, no wonder it flopped. But you see, when your higher-ups are convinced that that's a great goddamn idea, well, you can't tell them that that idea was shit. You need to find another excuse. Because if you don't, well, guess who's not keeping a job for long? And that is exactly what I think is happening in Disney and Hollywood and all of those places. This is by the way the specific reason I think that Disney blamed the flop of recent Star Wars with the idea that there is a Star Wars burnout. Because they are incapable of accepting the fact that the direction they are going is garbage, because they obviously know better. So, that was the only other thing reasonable that the people who were supposed to explain what happened got, that actually was, not gonna get them fired if they say it. A burnout on Star Wars. Pretty old subject, by the way. A couple of months have passed now since Disney admittedly said this. But still, that is the most likely explanation. And the same goes currently with all the negativity against Gina Carano and positivity against Gina Carano. And what's the name of that stupid idiot who's running Star Wars, that girl? The one that doesn't understand completely anything, her. You see, these people are also incapable of distinguishing crowds. When someone says something good that they like, it's not a mob. When someone says something bad that they don't like, it is a mob. So, people saying out that Kathleen Kennedy is garbage, just fuels the higher-ups at Disney to keep her in power, because she is most likely 100% worth it, because that's just an outrage mob that hates her. Because of X reason, again, that they most likely explain to themselves in their minds. And this is how these situations occur. Higher-ups are completely incapable of accepting reality because, well, they literally are no longer the ordinary person at this point. They are pretty much a different being exclusively at that point. And, well, then the people who need to explain why something bad happened to them need to go around bushes and, well, pretty much just present something in a way that they like, so they keep their jobs and they don't get fired. Because again, while constructive criticism is good, when you're of a mindset of that high, well, there's no such thing as constructive criticism. There's only a yes or a yes, and if it's a no, well, then there's not gonna be a second no, most likely. That's how these things work. I have seen it time and time again. You know that that's not the problem, but you literally just agree with your boss or whatever, because, well, disagreeing with them is going to be extremely detrimental to you. This happens non-stop. But I think with Hollywood, it has taken a much more drastic, giant term, where they hire people who think like them, and then those people need to be constantly validated what they are doing is correct, and so on and so on. They are petty and things like that. And this is why the go broke thing will continue to happen. Also, keep in fact, I'm not sure. I have never seen any business finance reports on Disney or whatever. But my assumption, just flat out, is, considering how big Disney has been for how long, is that they can most likely continue to shove garbage down your throat constantly, for the next 10 years with always occurring a loss and still not care about it because they just have the money to sustain themselves either way. That is my assumption how it is at Disney. Again, I could be wrong about this one, but I'm pretty sure they have a lot of money for situations that, things go not so great for a longer period of time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And as long as this continues, the go woke, go broke thing will continue onward. Because egos need to be appeased. People want to be respected, appeased, loved, and blah 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 and so on. Especially the people who are extremely big and have a lot of money, because their egos at the end of the day are by far the most fragile. So, this was Quizzer Sensen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the channel, check out the Discord, check out the Patreon, check out everything. And have a nice day. Bye bye.